Shalom. First and foremost, giving all praise, honor, and glory to Yahweh, Bahashem, Yahweh Shai, Bahashem, Rachach Chodash. Double honors to the apostles, the elders of Great Millstone, who still rule and teach well. Peace, blessings, and safety to the Lord's elect, scattered throughout the four corners of the planet Earth, pushing His word in humility and sincerity. All right. And with every false flag and with every staged event, you know, this devil is the perfect devil. This devil comes at angles that are sometimes unexpected. Now, we ultimately know what his end goal is. That's why the scriptures say in 2 Corinthians 2:11, least Satan should get an advantage of us, but we are not ignorant of his devices. And you had the last false flag, which was the shooting. Frank James, who they tried to say was a African American, which in all actuality he's a Hebrew Israelite, because African American is a byword that was given to the Israelites during slavery. He was a Hebrew Israelite who didn't identify as a Hebrew Israelite, but he carried out this racist, shooting. So now, yesterday or a few days ago, you had this Buffalo shooting, which you had this Edomite, so-called white man, this Edomite carry out this racist shooting where he killed 10 so-called Negroes. And these are just allegedly, because like I said, when I watched the video, first thing that came to my mind was PSYOP, because you had it reminded me of that mosque shooting that took place a couple years ago, where the dude supposedly he live streamed his massacre of the mosque shooting. And it was really weird, this video, because there was no blood anywhere. No blood whatsoever. I mean, he was laying people out. It seemed to be in that video in Buffalo, but I didn't see no blood. So I immediately thought it was a PSYOP, and I knew that Esau was gonna use this, okay, because this is a distraction. You got a lot of things going on right now, as far as the diesel shortage, the food shortage, and every other shortage that you can imagine. Now, he's coming with the narrative that he's building off of this event here is one that I didn't see coming. He's pretty much using this to come for the whole live streaming aspect on social media. And I mean, who live streams more than the Hebrew Israelites, specifically the Great Millstone Hebrew Israelites? All right, us brothers in this faith. Nobody goes live on social media more than us. And now they're using this as a way to say, well, these social media sites need to be more responsible, and they need to strictly regulate who can go live and how often. So I'm gonna read this article from the New York Times, and you're gonna see what I'm talking about. It says, after Buffalo shooting, video spreads, social platforms face questions. I'm gonna jump down. It says, in March 2019, before a gunman murdered 51 people at two mosques in Christchurch, New Zealand, he went live on Facebook to broadcast his attack. In October of that year, a man in Germany broadcast his own mass shooting live on Twitch. On Saturday, a gunman in Buffalo, New York, mounted a camera to his helmet and live streamed on Twitch as he killed 10 people and injured 3 more at a grocery store in what authorities call a racist attack. Jumping down to the next paragraph, it says, Twitch said it reacted swiftly to take down the video of the Buffalo shooting, removing the stream within 2 minutes of the start of the violence. But 2 minutes was enough time for the video to be shared elsewhere. By Sunday, links to recordings of the video had circulated widely on other social platforms. A clip from the original video, which bore a watermark that suggested it has been recorded with a free screen recording software, was posted on a site called Streamable, where more than 3 million was posted on a site called Streamable and viewed more than 3 million times before it was removed. And that's how I saw the video, and other brothers in my camp, Great Millstone, Cleveland. That's how we saw the video off of this Streamable site. So we saw it before it was removed. It says, and a link to the video was shared hundreds of times across Facebook and Twitter hours after the shooting. Mass shootings and live broadcasts, see, live broadcasts raise questions about the role and responsibility of social media sites in allowing violent and hateful content to proliferate. You see? So yeah, they're gonna mention violence because that's the black sheep. That's the Trojan horse. That's what they're using as an excuse. But really, what they're trying to corral and they're trying to attack is what they would deem hateful content. Okay, and why do they take our videos down? Well, lately they've been taking it down for so-called medical disinformation. But before, they would take our videos down for hate speech. You know, if we talk about so-called black woman too much, they'll take your video down for hate speech. If you talk about the JOOs, they'll take your video down for hate speech. You see, so they're using this. Like I said, this has to be a psyop, man. I mean, come on, you know, it's almost funny. But hey, even if it's real, even if it's authentic, it's all the orchestration of Yahweh Shah. Okay, and it's all goes into the recipe of Yahweh Shah. And the recipe that Yahweh Shah has is a recipe for disaster to this present evil society, man. All right, so they're using this, like I said, as an angle to come at, number one, live broadcasts, and number two, hateful content on social media. So what did the last false flag with Frank James? What did they use that to attack? They also used that to question people's ability to post videos on YouTube. You know, racist rants on YouTube, what they would deem as racist rants on YouTube. You know, and they would. Our gospel that we preach, they would deem that to be racist, you know, because when we bring out the fact that in the scriptures, Deuteronomy 7:6, you know, Psalms 147:19, that the Most High only deals with Israel, Amos 3:1, that the Most High only loves the Israelites, they would call us a racist. They said that we say that God is racist, but the Most High is, though. So this is the angle that they're coming at, you know, and he's doing all of this because he knows that he had but a short time. So we can expect more events like this, more distractions like this to take place and to catapult his agenda, okay? Because best believe they're going to come with legislation, because this is a this attack here has multiple, you know, angles that he could come with it. This is just one, but he could also come for the guns. He could say that, you know, people should not be allowed to have guns, you know, which that's going to cause people to buy up all the guns like the elder from Vegas said, you know. So he could also use this to come for, you know, well, I'll just keep it at that. And it says here, many of the gunmen in the shootings have written that they developed their racist, anti-Semitic beliefs. Look, anti-Semitic. Come on, man. This is obvious, man. It's obvious that he's using all of these different events, Frank James and this guy Peyton, whatever. This is all to come at us, man. The Hebrew Israelites, the great millstone Hebrew Israelites, the men that hold the truth, that is tearing his kingdom down. He wants to silence us. And so in order to silence us, he has to silence these platforms. Because this is what the Lord, the Spirit had us use to get this gospel out, these various different platforms. It says, shit, I gotta clock in. It says, I'm gonna come back to this, Lord, but I'm gonna come back to this. Shalom. Salakia, so I'm gonna continue on with this article. So it's clear to see what this devil is doing. You know, like I said, with every move, he's pushing closer and closer to the silencing of the men of the Lord, to what the scriptures can call the famine of the word. I'm going to get that here in Amos chapter 8. And in 11, it says, Behold, the days come, saith the Lord Yahweh, that I will send a famine in the land, not a famine of bread, nor a thirst for water, but of hearing the words of Yahweh while Yahweh Shah. And that's what's coming, as you can see, with every different false flag and psyop. It's always somehow going to be drawn to something that we do. It's always going to affect something that us as Hebrew Israelites do to push this gospel. Somehow it always comes back to one of our tools that we use, and them having to suppress it, because the ultimate goal is to suppress this word, to bring in the famine of the word. So it says, I'm going to read this paragraph again. Mass shootings and live broadcasts raise questions about the role and responsibility of social media sites in allowing violent and hateful content to proliferate. So they're aiming to set violent and hateful content, which, us Hebrew Israelites, we're not violent. The scripture says that the weapons of our warfare are not carnal, but mighty through the pulling down of strongholds. And as we pull down these strongholds, they claim that us pulling down these strongholds is hate speech, is hateful content. So now we fall into this category of hateful content according to them. It says many of the gunmen in the shootings have written that they have developed their racist and anti-Semitic beliefs, trolling online forums like Reddit and 4chan, and were spurred on by watching other shooters stream their attacks live. So they're saying, that people get inspiration to do these crimes because they're watching other people's videos, whether they be anti-Semitic, which means that you're against the so-called the so-called Jews, the Ish people. I don't know what anti-Semitic had to do with anything, but somehow they just threw that in there. Okay? Somehow they just threw that in this article because that's what they call us. It says it's a sad fact of the world that these kinds of attacks are going to keep on happening. Yeah, because it's according to the prophecies of Yahweh B'Shem Yahushua that these spirits get roused up and that chaos ensues. And he's going to use both the left hand. He's going to use the left hand to do it. It says, in the way that it works now is there's a social media aspect as well, said Evelyn Dueck, a senior research fellow at Columbia University's Knight First Amendment Institution who studies content moderation. It's totally inevitable and foreseeable these days. It's just a matter of when. Questions about responsibility of social media sites are part of a broader debate over how aggressively platforms should moderate their content. So this is this discussion, man. Here it is. This guy went on a mass shooting, killed 10 people, but the discussion is now, how do we responsibly, moderate social media? How do we regulate social media? So it's clear to see what this guy's doing, man. Social media and content moderation experts said Twitch quick response was the best that could reasonably be expected, but the fact that the response did not prevent the video of the attack from being spread widely on other sites also raises the issues of whether the ability to live stream should be so easily accessible. So see what I'm saying, man? They coming for our ability to live stream. They're coming for our ability to post videos, man, because we fall into that, what they would deem as hateful content. They don't want hateful content to proliferate. Okay? They don't want it out here. And the Lord doesn't want it out here because the elect pretty much is almost sealed. Because once that famine of the word hits, that means that the elect have been sealed. Okay? That means that this doctrine of starting with the apostles and elders of great millstone that has been inspired by Yahweh B'Shem Yahushua has gone out and it has brung forth fruit. Some 30-fold, some 60-fold, some 100-fold. And the elect have been sealed. And that's why the Lord's going to cause our tongue to cleave to the roof of our mouth, because this man is about to shut down all of these platforms that we use to spread this gospel. Ezekiel 3, verse 25, but thou, O son of man, behold, thou shalt put bands upon thee. They shall put bands upon thee, and shall bind thee with them, and thou shalt not go out among them. You see, so they're putting bands upon us. They're trying to ban us. Which, let me look up that word banned. It said they shall put bans upon us. Now you got something called being banned. Let me look up banned first, and I'm gonna look up bans, because the words sound similar. So I wonder, do they have to do with anything to do with each other? It says ban, to summon, command, proclaim, to speak publicly. It says order. It says to command or forbid under threat of punishment, banish, expel, curse, to curse, to pronounce a curse upon, to prohibit. See, so they're trying to prohibit us. It says to banish. Now let me go look up this word bans. Band. It says a flat strip, something that binds. You see? Something that binds. Bound, fetter, shackle, chain. So they're trying to lock down this word. You know, they're trying to lock down this word. The Lord said here in Ezekiel 3:25, but thou, O son of man, behold, they shall put bands upon thee, restrictions upon thee. It says, and they shall bind thee with them, and thou shalt not go out among them. Meaning what? We're not going to be teaching no more. We're not going to be out here teaching y'all no more. 26 says, and I will make thy tongue to cleave to the roof of thy mouth, that thou shalt be dumb, and shall not be to them a reprover, for they are a rebellious house. You see, so the 2/3, they've completely rebelled and rejected the word of the Lord, and the elect have been sealed. And that's why they're going to silence, these platforms that we use to push this gospel. So the Lord said here in Isaiah 55, and 6, seek ye Yahweh by Hashem Yahweh Shai while he may be found. Call ye upon him while he is near. So you have to seek the Lord while he may be found, man. And you're still living in the times, although those times is waning down, you're still living in the times where the Lord is able to be found, man. These videos are still up. This lesson is still going up. I'm going to upload it after I finish screen recording. So you're living in times where the Lord can be found. But they're clearly coming for social media. They're clearly coming for the ability to live stream. They're clearly coming for, restricting who can go live. Now this says, I'm still in the same article. This article has a lot, man. It says Twitch also allows anyone with an account to go live, unlike sites like YouTube, which requires users to verify their account to do so and to have at least 50 subscribers to stream from a mobile device. Yeah, because I remember first you could go live on YouTube with just 0 subscribers. Then you had to have, I think it was 1,000 subscribers to go live. And now they put it back down to just having 50 subscribers to go live, So they've been playing around with the restrictions and who's able to go live and who isn't ever since this word started to be preached on the YouTube in 2007 when the elders and apostles got on there. It says, I think that live streaming this attack gives me some motivation in the way that I know that some people will be cheering for me. Mr. Gendron wrote. So I guess this is what allegedly what the shooter was saying. It just so happened that he mentions that, by him live streaming it, people will be cheering for him. People will be backing him. The people will be on his side. It says he also said that he had been inspired by Reddit far right sites like the Daily Stromer, blah blah blah. See if there's anything good. It says this spreads like a virus, said Ms. Hateful said, demanding that social media executives evaluate their policies to ensure that everything is being done that they can to make sure that this information is not spread. There may be no easy answer. Platforms like Facebook, Twitch, and Twitter have made strides in recent years, the expert said, in removing violent content and videos faster. I think that's it. That's all we need on this article. So, the rest of the video, they talking about violent content. But at the beginning of this article, they mentioned what? They mentioned live streaming. They mentioned anti-Semitic. And they also mentioned hateful content. We got to remember, this is the same devil. This is the same devil that tried to destroy all of the books of the Bible during the time of the Greeks. All right, so he's going to do that same thing, because this Bible is a witness against him. This Bible condemns him. This Bible is tearing down his world, and he only has a little bit of time left. Revelation 12:11, and they overcame him by the blood of the Lamb. Who's the Lamb? The Lamb is Yahushua. And by the word of their testimony. The word of their testimony. You see, the word of our testimony begins with this word. All right, and it goes into our testimony of what we've experienced here, the history of our nation here, what this man has done to us, and the gospel as a whole, in conjunction with the Bible. That's our test. That's the word of our testimony. That's how we're overcoming him. See, he's losing. That's why he has to do all these things. Verse 12, he's seeing the chariots in the heavens. He's seeing the signs in the stars and in the moon. The moon turned into blood. Solar eclipses. He's seeing, like I said, on NASA is constantly seeing chariots up in the sky. So he knows that he's losing. It says, and they overcame him by the blood of the Lamb and by the word of their testimony. And they loved not their lives unto the death. They loved not their lives unto the death. 12. Therefore rejoice, ye heavens, and ye that dwell in them. Woe to the inhabitants of the earth and of the sea. For the devil is come down unto you, having great wrath, because he knoweth that he have but a short time. So this man is about to come down with great wrath on the entire world. On the entire world. But he has a special type of hatred for the Hebrew Israelites, you so-called Negroes, Latinos, and Native Americans. He has a special type of rivalry and vengeance in his heart for our nation. Okay? And he's going to come down with great wrath, mainly on the prophets. And these are the beginning stages of it, by him trying to silence us. These are the beginning stages of it. Because like I said, this word is overcoming him. This word is overpowering him. All right? Because this Bible is a living book. So it is able to physically move things in this realm. It's able to physically sway things in this realm. 1 Maccabees 1. And 54. Now the 15th day of the month Caslu, in the 145th year, they set up an abomination of desolation upon the altar, and builded idol altars throughout the cities of Judah on every side, and burnt incense at the doors of their houses and in the streets. And it says, and when they had rent in pieces the books of the law which they found, they burnt them with fire. You see, so they was going into the cities of Judah, into Jerusalem, and when they found the scriptures, when they found the scrolls, they ripped them in pieces and they burned them with fire. 57. And whosoever was found with any the book of the testament, or if any committed to the law, the king's commandment was that they should be put to death. You see, and you're seeing that so they were anti-Christ back then. They were anti-Messiahs back then. They were in that anti-Yahweh spirit. Now it's anti-Yahushua. They were against the scriptures. And this is talking about the Grecians, the Edomites, so-called white man. So he said anybody that was found with the Bible, the commandment of the king was that they should be put to death. So you have something called re-education camps. You have something called quarantine camps, which are nothing but re-education camps. I think you got a red list, a blue list, and a yellow list. Look that up. All right, these are all things that's going to be taking place. The scriptures speak about in Revelation 20 that some will be beheaded for the witness of Yahushua and for the word of the testimony. Same thing. Same thing. There's nothing new under the sun. And so what's happening now is you're seeing a society that's being based upon science, that's being based upon the religion of science, the quote-unquote religion of artificial intelligence, and basically a religion of seeing it to believe in it, feeling it to believe it. You know, if you can't see it, if you can't feel it, and if you can't put it in numbers, then it's not real. So anybody that's deemed to have faith in a higher power, specifically Yahweh Bahashim Yahweh Shah, you know, this new society that they're trying to establish, their new world order, their enterprise, it's going to come for people like us and cause us, some of us, to be put to death for our belief. Revelation 20:4, and I saw thrones, and they sat upon them, and judgment was given unto them. And I saw the souls of them that were beheaded for the witness of Yahweh Shah Mashiach. You see? So there are men that's going to be beheaded because we hold this word of our testimony, because we are going to be found with the books of the Testament. We're going to be found with the books of the law. And it's going to be cause us to be put to death, meaning it's going to be in us. We're not necessarily going to have a Bible on us when the martial law troops snatch us up, or when we in them concentration camps. We're not going to have a Bible with us, but it's going to be in us. And we're not going to denounce, Lord willing, we're not going to denounce the name Yahweh wa Yahweh Shah, man. We're going to stand firm unto the death. We're going to love not our lives unto the death. Revelation 20:4, and I saw thrones, and they sat upon them, and judgment was given unto them. And I saw the souls of them that were beheaded for the witness of Yahweh Shai. And when you go to that word witness in the Greek, it goes back to martyr. All right, being a martyr, somebody who dies for the faith. And for the word of Yahweh, which had not worshipped the beast, neither his image, meaning we didn't participate in this new system that they're about to establish. Okay? We didn't participate in this new system. That's what it means, that we did not worship the beast, neither his image. Neither have received his mark upon their foreheads or in their hands. We're not going to take the C to the H to the I to the P. Okay, we're not going to take his mark, on and upon their foreheads or in their hands. And they lived and reigned with Yahweh Shah 1,000 years. All right, meaning we're going to live forever. You know, we're going to reign forever for that first 1,000 year, which is the first dominion. You know, and forever and ever. But it's speaking on the first dominion. So, pray this is edifying, giving all praise, honor, and glory to Yahweh wa Yahweh Shah, Yahweh Bahasham Yahweh Shah, Kwame Ashrala, Shalom.